What is your podcast about? Hanging out with your smartest and funniest friend. You know me. I'll kill anybody, but I'll only sleep with someone I love. Baby, she's a slut, just like her mother.
Brace yourself, cuties, and welcome to Horror Icon, your queer playground for all things scary, sexy, and stupid.
Emphasis on stupid this
Emphasis
week.
on stupid. You know me, I'm Crybaby, the spooky slut from your wettest nightmares.
And I am Richard, Brooklyn's favorite plant daddy.
Yeah, baby.
Mhm.
And yeah, this is...
This is a train wreck.
We are gonna be petty as fuck today. We're gonna be pettier than the fisherman today.
I have many questions.
Yeah.
I have many questions, and I don't think there are many answers.
I don't think so either. I genuinely don't. So so we're working our way through the I Know What You Did summer franchise, and we hit the third movie that a lot of people don't know about because it went straight to video, and for good fucking reason.
I'm shook that it even went to video. It should not even be seen.
It's oh, my gosh, mama.
I'm just curious if anyone watched this.
Yeah,
Aside from us.
I'm very curious too. If any listeners out there have already watched this,
Please let us
know.
know.
Yeah.
I'm like, we might need a support group for this.
yeah, and also if you watched it for this podcast, if you watched it before this episode, I'm sorry. I literally texted Richard many times this weekend because we both did our watch this weekend. I fucking spent money on this shit, and I'm so mad about that.
I'm mad about it too. I want my $4 back.
Yeah, I rented it for $4 because it's not streaming anywhere.
No.
You have to rent it or buy it, which is a scam.
It is a total
It's a
scam. Like,
total
I'm
scam.
wondering if the actors that were involved with this, anyone who was involved with this project, they just got like their residual check and they went, oh my God,
Somebody watched it.
Someone watched it. Like, that is the true
I got my
horror.
3 cents. Yeah. Oh, goodness. I was watching it, and I texted you. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm sorry. I said that a couple of times.
And I always go into things with a very open mindset. I texted you, I think, a week before after we wrapped the last episode. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch this for a few times. I like warming myself up, like absorbing the movie first and then doing my notes. 15 minutes into this movie, I'm not watching it again. I do not want to watch this movie ever again.
I feel you. I watched it 2 times.
Oh,
Well, here's the thing. When I prepare for this podcast, I watch every movie at least 3 times. Because I'll do my initial watch through.
for enjoyments, for shits
Yeah,
and
if I've
giggles.
never seen it before or if it's been a minute since I've watched it, I'll just kind of, no pressure, just watch it as a watcher.
Yeah, you
know?
want to enjoy the film. Or
Mhm.
enjoy the film. And then, okay, I'm going to go into it with more critical eyes.
I'm going to take my notes. I'm going to start hypothesizing on themes
Yeah,
and this, that, and the
yeah.
other. Just start thinking what I want to bring up and what I want to talk about. And then my third watch through is just to kind of paint those pictures a bit more
Yeah.
in my head.
Because I think the first one I watched maybe 3 or 4 times. I
Mhm.
was into it. Like,
Yeah.
that 48-hour rental, I was using all 48 hours.
Absolutely. Same.
Second one, I was actually into it.
Mhm.
It wasn't as joyous as the first one, just because I love the first one so much.
First one's great.
But I
yeah.
definitely watched I Still Know What You Did last summer, maybe 2 to 3 times.
Same.
2 to 3 times. But this one I want to go back in time to undo what I did.
Yeah. It's, and everybody, it's not, don't fool yourselves. Because I went into it again with like an open mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to find some joy in this.
Yes,
Because I do enjoy shitty movies.
I did. Same here. Like,
We've talked about it. We like
Santa-
trashy.
Santa's Sleigh,
Mhm.
the Bong movie,
Evil Bong, yeah.
Evil Bong,
Wait-
Leprechaun. I considers kind of like, come on here.
Yeah, 100%. This movie is not even worth that. It is so bad, it's bad. It's not so bad, it's good. It's not so bad, it's good, and then it's bad again. It just stays sub pleasure. Like,
The whole time.
The whole time.
My roommate stumbled into it, and my roommate is an
poor
actor.
roommate. My roommate did too. She's a director.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yes.
So both our roommates work in like film. He stumbled into it, and of course we were ripping it at first, but like after a while, you have to make sense of the world. So he was like, you know what? This is like, there's some meaning behind it. And I was like, Zach, do not give meaning to shit.
Yeah.
Do not try to justify this bull crap. This is literally crap.
Mm-hmm.
But it was that bad that
Uh-huh.
it made people want to justify why we're continuing continuing to watch this?
Oh, not my roommate. Chell, if you're watching, which I know you probably are, was sitting right next to me. And I had already the day before sent her just a quick recording of a scene because it was framed so poorly. It was so bad. And I sent it to her and she laughed. And then she came back in yesterday while I was rewatching it. And she's silent. And then out of nowhere, the acting in this is atrocious. This is shit. And she gets up and leaves.
What was the scene that you were?
It was
curious.
the scene when after Roger gets killed at the ski resort.
Which one is Roger?
Exactly.
It was really hard for me to get any kind of character names
Mm-hmm.
because I don't even think they say it that many times.
Only a few times, if that. It's
I wrote down on my notes, which I did not bring because I wouldn't.
there's no point.
There's no
It's
point.
fine.
I just wrote down like the physical descriptions, like blonde
Blonde.
dude. Yep, blonde dude. Dark haired, short, like
Blue-eyed boy.
Yeah.
I get that. He was the one that tried offing him, that wrote the note that he was
Oh.
going to end everything.
Yes.
I just
okay.
can't live with the secret anymore. It was that scene when they find the note and they're just like, he killed himself.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad. Anyway, all that to be said, everybody, I'm a devout professional, and we are going to cover this movie.
Did you do your Crybaby?
Of course I did.
Oh.
Yes. Also, point of note, I am not in drag right now, everybody. I am 100% in my mask presenting Thembo form. I'm not even wearing just like any kind of, because sometimes if I'm not wearing makeup, I'll still put on some eyeliner or some eyeshadow or
Yeah.
something. No, the only thing I'm wearing is lip balm.
I literally just rolled out of jiu-jitsu practice and came over here.
Richard is so sweaty right now. Richard is so freaking sweaty. So if that's something that gets you going, everybody, watch the video.
You can tune in.
Zoom in on them titties because they are supple and moist. And if you're watching, Richard just flexed them. Oh goodness, I'm gonna have to put this one behind a paywall now.
yeah. Maybe we could make some money off of
I
this.
know.
We'll probably make more money from that than this movie.
Honestly, yeah.
If this movie costs $3.99 to make, I should be making more than that.
Actually, I have that in my bitch the pot. We're gonna talk about that. We are gonna talk about the budget. But first, let's go into our Crybaby breakdown, everybody. Ooh, we're gonna break this down. Unhappy 4th of July, cuties. And nothing says America like another group of stupid teens making terrible decisions. But this time, we're in Colorado, notorious for its booming fishing economy, where a group of Abercrombie rejects pulls a prank at the local carnival involving a fake hook-handed killer. It's all fun and cynical giggles until, oops, somebody actually dies. And guess what?
What?
Instead of calling the police, they decide the secret dies with them. Because, college dreams, and one of them might be on American Idol someday. So flash forward 1 year later, and wouldn't you know it, somebody knows what they did last summer. Cue the anonymous texts. Strobe light editing that genuinely belongs on like a Papa Roach video. And the best part is none of these kids are connected to the first movie at all. Not a single one. Not a single one. This is pure generational trauma by a franchise cash grab. Now, one by one, the teens start dying in underwhelming ways, and the acting gets increasingly Gal Gadot. And just when you think it couldn't get any weirder, the killer is revealed to be a ghost zombie Ben Willis. Yes, everybody, Ben Willis from the first two movies is now a ghost zombie. A local urban legend with a hook, a grudge, and a dream of punishing stupid people who lie about manslaughter. So who survives? And who even are these people? And honestly, who thought, yes, this is where we need to go with the franchise? We're going to dive into all of that with I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, because the way my show is structured, we have to.
This is your fault.
This is my fault.
I blame you.
Like I said, sorry, everybody. This is why we're here. That was probably more entertaining than the movie. And that's not me jerking myself off.
Honestly, I needed that synopsis to understand what happened. I had to do timestamps on my notes so I could understand my own sanity.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in prison watching this movie. I was pacing in my living room, holding my head, like, when is this over? When is this over?
Yeah, this movie feels so fucking long. This movie is shorter than the first one, but it feels like a half an hour longer than the first one. It's so fucking long. So many of the scenes are pointless. I think that's why you felt that way. I literally, in half of my notes, it was like every fucking scene, I would write down, what's the point of this? Why are we in this scene? Why are we seeing this right now? What does this have to do with anything? It's all the same repetitive hoopla blah bullshit. And this film is everything that is wrong with horror movies in the early 2000s.
I feel like this movie is just wrong with what is movies in general.
That's true.
There's like this. It's. I'm not a film studies major or anything fancy like that, but I know that I was uncomfortable.
And
like,
not in a fun way.
Not in a fun way. I was like,
no.
something don't sit right here. Something's wrong.
It was, yeah, it was. So, all right, well, let's bitch the pot a little bit. Maybe we can get some tea that can help us understand a little bit more why this movie sucks ass so bad.
Crybaby, I'm depending on you right now.
Oh, gosh. I don't know if I can do this. So, first off, you mentioned that this movie was made for like $3.99. It might as well have been. This film had a budget of $8 million.
I feel like that's a lot still.
So, here's the thing. It's in the grand scheme of movie making, it's not a lot.
It's not.
It's not. In the early aughts, it had more buying power than it does now. But $8 million is still quite a small budget for films.
Well, we definitely know it wasn't given to the prop department.
Well, no. And here's my thing. I tend to be a little bit more forgiving with low budget films, right? Because I've worked on like a micro budget horror film. I know how challenging it can be. However, I'm going to point out that both Seed of Chucky and Cult of Chucky each only had a budget of $5 million, which had significantly less buying power than the $8 million that they had to make this movie in 2004 or 6 or whatever year it was made. Somebody needs to teach them fiscal responsibility because they did not spend that money well. They didn't spend it well at all. Where did it go?
Where? Colorado.
They just bought Colorado for $8 million. Oh gosh.
No, it was the Abercrombie wardrobe.
The polos, yeah.
It was the polos.
Wardrobe,
it was
exactly.
the polos, the little denim cutoffs. That's where the budget went.
Actually, the whole movie was just backed by Abercrombie.
Wait a minute. Was this just a ploy to advertise for Abercrombie?
It couldn't possibly be. No, because there was also like a little Hot Topic reject in there too.
Oh, there was a hot top.
The styling on this is so bad.
We're going back to the mall.
Yeah.
We're going back to the mall.
Girl. Anyway, that was the budget, and I have no idea what they did with that money. Now, the movie, the third movie in this franchise, was originally announced in like the year 2000, and it was going to bring back Jennifer Love Hewitt, Brandy, and Freddie Prinze Jr., but it sat in developmental hell for so many years they just decided to scrap it. And then for some reason, this was better. This was the best that they could do. I just want to know the process that brought us here. What was it that they were trying to do with J-Love, Brandy, and Freddie Prinze Jr. that they were just like, this is so bad, we have to go here.
To Colorado. Because they could have just made it in this, I don't know, the same location.
Or New York?
Something.
I feel like New York would have been a great setting for this.
Anywhere that actually has a coast.
Or not for this. I feel like New York would have been a great setting for the third movie. You know, Julie goes to New York to survive her former best friend Helen. And all this other bullshit. You know,
just
she's
some kind of
graduating
like
from
just some
college.
kind of progression of Julie's life, because she's the main character of this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Child's Play without Chucky. It would make no sense.
Exactly.
I mean, like, we have the fisher, but even the fisherman is questionable here.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I do kind of want to live in the world where they follow through with a third follow-up with J-Love, Brandy, and Freddie Prinze. Because I feel like even though it probably would have been bad, it would have been way better than this.
Oh, absolutely.
And there would have been at least some sort of through line. So another reason why I think this is so bad, the director, his name is Sylvain White. He's a French director. He was brought in last minute because the other director, I guess it didn't work out. Michael D. Weiss. Oh, he was fired. I don't know why. I tried to find the tea. Nobody would tell me.
Maybe because he said this is a horrible movie. We shouldn't make it.
Maybe.
Chopped.
But the director that ended up staying with the project only had 2 weeks to prep. Yeah. That's 2 weeks to cast the film, 2 weeks to prep the film, to do all of the pre-production. Like, no wonder it looks so half-baked, because it wasn't even put in the oven. It's not even baked. It's raw. And not the fun kind of raw either.
No. This is not like a delicious raw vegan cheesecake.
Oh, that's the kind of raw you're thinking of. Yikes.
Hey, I think they're delicious.
No, they're great.
They're really tasty.
They're great. I just have a terrible dirty mind. Anyway, I will trust you on your tasty vegan raw cheesecake.
Thank you.
I would try it.
It's good.
Speaking of casting, the character Zoe, she's the brunette, everybody. The brunette.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
I'm glad there was one brunette in this cast of all blonde people.
That's right. They were all blonde.
They were all blonde.
Yeah.
It was really hard to figure out who was who
Mhm.
because like two of the guys were blonde and blue-eyed, and they also wear like the same fashions.
Mhm.
Like the only way I could separate them was,
One had a polo, one had an Ed Hardy t-shirt.
and one worked for the police department. Was he even blonde?
No, that he worked at the resort during the off season. Oh wait, no, that was Roger. No,
Wait, there was a resort?
it was a ski town.
Oh,
Why do you think there were ski lifts and gondolas and
wait,
shit?
there was ski lift? I checked out.
Obviously.
I checked out.
Obviously. No, they do all look very much the same. So we have a brunette. The character's name is Zoe.
Zoe.
Which
okay.
is such an early 2000s name to give a character, by the way. They, I guess, cycled through actresses. There was one who was signed on for the project, but then she left. And then there was another one who couldn't come through because of the events of Hurricane Katrina.
Oh.
So finally they landed on Tori DeVito, who's the one that plays her now. But she's good friends with one of the people that was originally cast. That's another reason why I don't think it's that good, because it's like they couldn't nail down the casting of a character who, the way they edited this, felt like the main character until she died. And not in the fun Drew Barrymore or Psycho kind of way. It was like, you know that she's probably more interesting than the rest of these people because she's brunette. And you're just sticking on all of her footage until she's gone. That's how it felt. Anyway, speaking of everybody being blonde,
Yes.
the poster, did you look at the movie poster for this?
No.
Okay, so the movie poster for this, it's like every other, 90s, early 2000s movie poster. Hot teens in a V formation with the protagonist in the front and they're all in the back. You know exactly the...
Yeah.
They did it for
It's a
Scream
very
and all of them.
kind of Star Warsy. Or
Yeah.
The first thing I'm thinking of is like the Final Destination poster.
Exactly,
Yep,
Final
yeah.
Destination, Scream. That it's a very common composition for horror movie posters around this time
Oh
period.
yeah, Scream, because like you have
Mhm.
Ghostface in the back and Nev Campbell in the front. Okay,
Exactly.
Yes, I can imagine this.
Exactly. So there's 4 characters, 3 girls, 1 guy. One of these girls is some random blonde girl who literally is in this movie for a collective 30 seconds. Why is she on the poster? I sat there literally for 20 minutes figuring out, I'm like, who is this person? The actress's name is like Star LaPointe, something like that. She's like a model, actress, whatever.
Of course she is.
And I don't know why they slapped her on the poster. They didn't put the blonde guy that, like, the boyfriend,
The one-
fucking Colby, the asshole, the
Yeah.
Abercrombie. He's not on the poster.
He's not.
No.
He's like a central character.
He is a central character. Instead of putting a central character on this poster, they put somebody who was in the movie for legitimately 30 seconds. She has like maybe 2 lines. And she's only in the film the first 2 scenes.
What is?
Right?
I'm not.
They're just like, you know what? We need another hot blonde on the cover here because there's not enough hot blondes in this movie.
Oh my god.
It makes no sense to me. Isn't that weird?
Maybe I should make movies.
Maybe. All right, so let's get into its ratings. It got a 3.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's very generous.
That is very generous.
That's very generous.
I read through some of the comments. I feel like some people were trolling. Some people were like, "Oh my god, this is the best movie ever." 10.
What?
You know how the internet can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
Did you
just one
write-
of those.
Did you write any of them?
I wrote some for Rotten Tomatoes. So for Rotten Tomatoes, it got a 20% popcorn meter, which is the audience score, which is also very
That's
generous.
very high.
I have 2 bad and 1 good review. I agree with this one. This movie started awful and then went downhill. It looked like it was filmed by a student in community college. That is also a very generous statement.
That's very generous.
Dull. Now he's a zombie. No Love Hewitt Party of 5 was so good, badoing. Badoing.
I love that review.
And then somebody rated it 5 stars on Rotten Tomatoes, and they were like, I'll always know what you did last summer, unless, of course, I forget, which most likely I will. So dumb.
So dumb.
It got a 0% tomato meter, though. It's a 0% Rotten Tomato
That is
movies.
appropriate. That
Yeah.
is appropriate.
And somebody said not bad enough to be good. And somebody also said somebody killed the Gordon's fisherman already.
That's the best one.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
the best
God.
one. It is not critically acclaimed at all, and I feel like the people who say that they like this movie are trolling the rest of us.
Yeah, like you're being mean now.
Yeah, it's like the people who are trying to be counter because they like being counter.
Maybe they were part of this movie.
Maybe. Or honestly, I'm not gonna lie, as a Gemini, sometimes I'll just like fuck with people and I'm like, oh my god, that was great. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That movie was phenomenal. I'll be super sarcastic, but I'll convince people that I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of see how long they go with it.
Oh
So
my God.
I can kind of get that. Maybe if someone's just like being a playful little troll,
I
but
guess.
it's not good though at all. Anybody who says it is, I do genuinely question their choices. Thoughts before we move into our characters?
Let's get this over with.
Let's get this over with. All right. So our characters. We have Amber, our protagonist. She's the blonde one.
Amber, okay.
Our blonde final girl.
All right.
She's a photographer, and everyone thinks that she's going to be rich and successful because of her photography, which we don't see any of.
No.
She just has a camera, which honestly, I don't know why. It doesn't play into anything, whatever. Hobbies don't have to be central to the plot. I don't care. We have Zoe, who is the alt girly. She is styled as if she is working at Hot Topic all the time. Her belts are thick, and she's a singer in a band.
Yes.
Yes. We have Colby, who is the polo-wearing like frat bro. He is Amber's boyfriend. He's 1 year older than Amber. He's played by the actor's name is like David something or other, who was in Final Destination 2. Did you see Final Destination 2?
I did see Final Destination.
So he was the blonde guy that dies first in that movie with the fire escape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that guy played Colby.
Oh.
Yeah, he is so much better in Final Destination 2 than he is in this movie. We have Lance, who is our Carney game running love interest.
Okay.
He's the one that wears, I think, Ed Hardy.
Does he have the chain? Does he have?
He's
like,
the one that has
spiky-
the chain
He has
and
the chain.
the one leather wristbands and the motorcycle.
Okay, got it.
The early aughts bad boy who's like sensitive.
Yeah. He was a skater boy. See you later, boy.
1,000%. I wish we would see him later. No, I don't want to see him later. We have Roger, who I wrote down. He fixes ski lifts and suffers a lot.
Okay.
He's a crybaby bitch, and not in a fun way.
Roger.
Exactly. We'll get there. We have PJ. He is the sheriff's son.
Okay, I remember him.
Yeah, he's the one that dies at the beginning. Spoiler alert.
Oh.
And then we have Deputy Hafner, who is he's like a kind of a creepy officer. I think he's obsessed with Amber.
He's the old dude, right?
No, he's the younger dude. The one that's just like, if you need anything or if you have to get anything off your chest, call me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that creepy predatory motherfucker. He is one of the red herrings. There's a bunch of red herrings in this movie for no fucking reason. We have Sheriff Davis.
Yes.
He's PJ's dad.
That's the old dude.
Yeah, that's the old dude. Also a red herring. And then I wrote down, who the fuck is Kelly? She's on the poster. And then we have zombie Ben Willis. And he grew his hand back. He has both hands in this movie.
He does.
Yeah, which is great. So those are our characters. We're just going to do a quick run through of this. Like, I don't think we need to go through a lot. This takes place in a town called Broken Ridge in Colorado.
Is it a real place?
I don't know.
Have you ever been to Colorado?
No, I haven't. I've been to Utah. I'm from Nevada.
Okay.
I've been to California. I've been to Arizona. I've never gone up. I've never gone to like Colorado. Well, Colorado's more east, I guess. But
Because I always imagine like from what I've seen of Top Chef, Colorado's this beautiful place.
yeah.
But somehow when this setting here is not beautiful. It's kind of gross.
It is. I mean, it does kind of capture a little bit of the feeling of small town because the West Coast, anybody who's on like the West Coast, especially in states like Nevada, Utah, Colorado, there's so much space and there's a lot of small towns peppered throughout these, whether it be like small towns that are like little trucker towns or like little abandoned mining towns or towns like this, which are like an industry town for ski resorts. And it's like their on season is winter and their off season is not. But like in terms of the sprawled out kind of gross nature of some of these small towns, they did get that a little bit on the head. But also the way that they shot this film, I can't really get a firm grasp on the setting and what the whole town as a whole feels, because they only show small little places, like a little bit of a barn, a little bit of a cemetery, Zoe's little rock shack, and then wherever the fucking finale takes place.
But it was so hard to even focus in on what things are because the camera angle keeps shifting every single second.
This was literally shot like a music video.
Oh.
It was shot like a music video.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It was shot like a music video. A really
Yes.
bad music video.
And I went in to see if the director came from a music video background. No, he's just French.
Je suis no.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, this film is very 2000. It's like a time capsule of the 2000s, but of like all of the bad stuff.
Very bad.
Like very, very bad. The writing in this is terrible.
You
The
know what? I will
fisherman-
say the opening credits kind of got me a little like excited a little bit.
the music is nice, I guess, because it's a little.
It's like it's like
it's a little unsettling. I
it's
guess.
unsettling. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh great. I was not expecting it to continue for 100 minutes.
No, the credits are very much the style that this entire movie is shot in, which is choppy jump cuts, strobe lights, and off-kilter angles. Very skewed. It's
On a handheld camera.
yeah,
It's so shaky.
it is. So,
So it opens up
Yes,
with these shaky credits, and it's the 4th of July.
oh yeah, it's the 4th of July
And
in
they're at, like, a-
landlocked Colorado.
They're at like a theme park.
It's like a
The festival.
it's like a carnival.
A carnival.
Like a little carnival.
yeah, yeah.
And you know they're just like, oh yeah, the fisherman, he punishes people who keep dirty little secrets.
Especially teenagers.
Yeah. They like scare each other with that, and then all of a sudden a fisherman jumps out of nowhere and starts chasing them, and they're like screaming, and Colby gets slashed on the arm.
But like no one at this carnival is reacting, just them. Did you
Just
notice that?
them. Yeah, everyone's just like, huh?
Like already I'm like, wait a minute. If there's gonna be like a crazy poser killer running around,
Mm-hmm.
you would think just like the detail from the director would be like, okay, well, everyone should be running away from this guy. But it's only those group of friends that are running away from this guy, and everyone else is just being at the carnival,
Yeah.
playing the game still, eating the hot dogs.
Yeah, it's so inconsequential to the rest of the town, which is funny because this whole thing was meant to prank the town. This is a prank.
I feel pranked.
Yeah.
I feel punked.
Yeah, this whole thing is a prank. Their friend PJ is like a skateboarder, and they're just like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we convinced the town that, you know, the fisherman was trying to kill us, and you can skateboard off the top of this like really tall building. We'll lay out this little 3x5 mat that you can land on that's like an inch thick, and you'll totally be fine. Wouldn't that be great?
It was so dumb.
It's-
Like the skateboard tricks during the opening like sequence.
Also very early 2000s, the Tony Hawk era. Yeah.
He was a skater boy.
Yeah, and he said see you later, boy, because he dies. So what happens is like he lands on this tractor because somebody moved the mats, and he gets impaled on a tractor in a very unrealistic way.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect circle in his torso, but the smokestack that he lands on is so not a perfect circle.
I wanted to leave.
5 minutes in. 5 minutes in.
I actually started cleaning my kitchen. It was just my thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do. You clean your
I
kitchen
do my
when you
thing.
get
I'm
to-
like, you know, I was like scrubbing the countertop. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There's a death here.
Mhm.
I'm going to continue cleaning.
There is. So he dies. It was an accident, and they fall into the usual conversation of like, well, we can't tell anybody. We want to go to college, and Zoe, you're going to be on American Idol someday. And so they decide that the secret dies with them. And
Hey, they're burning shit.
yeah, they burn shit. What's his fuck? Colby, because he supposedly got slashed by the fisherman during the attack, and he ends up actually having to slice his arm open. I'm like, good for you, you fucker. You deserve that shit. But yeah, they make their pact. They part ways. It's 1 year later, July 1st, and Amber's upset about it. She visits PJ's gravestone, and then she goes to a barn party. We know because she got texted that on her flip phone.
Oh, yes, the flip phones.
The flip phones.
The flip
Yeah,
phones.
I did love seeing a flip phone in this
Oh.
movie. I miss a flip phone.
I like them too.
I used to be so fast at T9 texting. Do you remember what T9 texting is?
No, because I actually didn't get it. I did not get a cell phone till maybe my freshman year of college.
Wow.
Because I was anti-cell phone.
That's fair.
Because teenage Richard said this is going to be the end of the world if we start using them.
As it turns out, teenage Richard might be smarter than current Richard.
That is 100%
Because he started
actually.
using smartphones.
100% actually. If we were to flash back to teenage Richard, he was actually really, really like.
He was with it. Okay, so T9 texting, because on flip phones you didn't have a full keyboard. You just had the number pad.
You had to like dial like the number
Exactly.
multiple
So
times.
2 had A, B, and C, and 3 had D, E, and F. If I wanted to say, hey, I had to hit this number so many times to get H, and this number so many times to get E.
5-3.
I don't know. I would need I would need a keyboard in front of me to, or But anyway, she goes to the barn party.
The barn party.
Colby, her ex-boyfriend now.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
He
yeah.
breaks up with her at the party. The most unclear breakup I've ever seen.
Yeah, they just said like, oh, I don't even know how they.
He's just like, we've grown apart. Things, what happened last summer changed things, and his internship didn't work out. He came back to be a lifeguard at the pool. She's upset. Lance is there, being all blue-eyed and early 2000s hot, which is honestly not hot.
It's kind of gross.
He looks kind of greasy, doesn't he?
It's gross.
He looks like he doesn't shower.
And also, I feel like the whole film is greasy. What's with that filter?
Just that gritty shit. I have
It's
no
like
idea.
the whole movie is through a filter.
Maybe they wanted it to look a little bit more rough and rustic. Like, I think of this as being a very cheap imitation of what you would find in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one.
Yeah.
Where it just feels gritty. It feels like maybe they were trying to channel that.
They were trying to channel something.
Yeah, it's not great. But she goes and she cries, and then the fucking creep ass officer tries to. I'm not even gonna get.
Yeah,
into
he
that
was like,
shit.
"Have you ever needed
What's,
anything?" With those like low angles and stuff.
I know. So our next beat, Amber's parents are out of town. She has a note in her room, and we're just like, oh my god, a note.
It's the note. It's like in the fisherman's penmanship.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's
It's
not.
a bad version.
I think I was imagining things. I
Yeah.
think I wanted it to be good, so I started seeing hallucinations.
It's in all caps, but it's not the fisherman's
it's
handwriting.
not?
Well, because it's a note from her parents. Her parents are out of town. That's why.
I want this to work so.
I know.
Can you see how I am in a relationship with this?
Yes.
I'm like, he's so bad for me, but he's actually good, really.
We're gonna make it work.
He's really nice.
Yeah, no. Her parents are out of town. She gets like 50 text messages that say, I know what you did last summer. And then she decides to go see her friend Zoe, who she hasn't talked to all year.
Zoe's pissed at her.
Zoe's pissed. She's like, should I send you another flyer?
Yeah,
'Cause
you never see my shows.
you never come to my shows. I'm a rock star. But then Amber's just like, please. And she's like, fine, you can sleep on the couch.
Okay, Zoe's pretty fierce.
Yeah, Zoe's probably my favorite character in this film. I don't like any of these characters, but she's the one that I dislike the least.
I would agree with that.
But she's like that style of girl in the early 2000s was my jam, you know?
You know what I just thought about?
Hmm.
Zoe reminds me of the German girl in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Remember like the last season when there's
The
like
German girl.
there's like different slayers around the world.
Uh-huh.
And there's that one slayer in like Berlin, and she's like this kind of like alt punk girl.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a essence there.
I guess the alt punk girl is significantly more hardcore than Zoe is.
Oh
though.
yeah, definitely.
And this girl in Buffy that Richard is referencing is literally in one scene because she gets killed. Like that's a very specific deep cut reference. Not a memorable character unless you are intimately familiar with the series. Funny deep cut.
That was a very deep cut.
Yes. I get it though, like I guess the essence of it. But
Yeah.
A very like a mall version of that.
Mhm.
Very mall. But the next day they decide to go visit Roger, whom I guess you don't remember. Roger is the one that was acting as the fisherman during the prank.
Okay.
Which is why he's suffering so much, because it's his fault that
his
PJ
fault.
died. And so he's like driving a forklift and he has absolutely no consideration for these girls because he just keeps driving towards them.
Oh,
He fucking lights a blowtorch directly in their face. And I'm like, Mama, this film needs an OSHA director because there's also a scene where somebody just swings a chainsaw
yeah.
at someone's face. Like, they're so reckless with this shit.
They're reckless with those camera angles because as the scene was going, I was just trying to digest what am I watching exactly?
Mhm.
Because they go from his perspective, but not even his perspective. It's like at an angle.
They try to do an over the shoulder kind of thing. And it just, all of their over the shoulder shots are a fail. Like, they do not line them up well at all.
No.
The scene in the barn party, that's what I sent my roommate when I was first watching this movie, where I'm like, this is framed terribly, because Colby and Amber are having a conversation and they're trying to do an over the shoulder from Amber to Colby, and literally her head is in the way. We don't see him, we just hear what he's saying. If I'm noticing how bad the framing
That's
is,
a bad
it has to
sign.
be bad. I notice makeup, wardrobe, and hair. I notice acting decisions. I
Yeah.
notice maybe a little bit of art and design.
Like that's like the world you come from. Like, That's like
Exactly.
me watching a movie and noticing
Thing
the
in
plants.
plants,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? But the fact that we're going to other territories.
I never think of composition unless it's something that's really good or really bad. Process of elimination.
You have two options, good
Yeah.
or bad.
Exactly. So, yeah, you're right. The camera angles on this, there's more of the jumpy cuts and stuff. It's just, it's terribly shot. And the scene basically is just to tell us that Richard wants to go to the police now, and then Amber all of a
Wait,
sudden.
I want to go to the police?
No, did I say Richard?
Yeah, I do want to go to the police. I want to report this movie.
Yeah, it's a hate crime.
I want to report
Oh.
this movie.
No, Roger wants to go to the police. And Amber all of a sudden changes the tune of her song because she was the only one in the beginning that was like, no, we have to tell somebody. And now she's like, you better keep your fucking mouth shut, Roger. We had our chance. Shut your fucking mouth. Oh, and can we just talk about how stupidly and quickly they wrapped up that conflict between Zoe and Amber? Zoe is pissed. She's very like aggressive and catty. And then after they meet with Roger, they're in the car and they have this shallow as fuck conversation. And all of a sudden they're friends again. And we're just like, you know, that bass pair of yours is really cute. I think you'd be cute together. Fake giggle, fake giggle. It is, the dialogue is so bad. Oh yeah, this is on July 2nd, by the way. We get little day cards in between each day.
Which honestly I appreciate because now I know when the movie's going to be over.
That's what I'm saying. I would have
I'm counting down to July 4th.
I would have had no idea what day it was. They're so bad at establishment in this movie. We need those day cards to let us know where the fuck we are. And then we have another pointless scene. We go to the swimming pool so they can confront Colby, the blonde guy.
Yes.
And it's just more of the same. It's like so much time could have been saved in this movie. There's so many pointless scenes.
Many close-ups that I'm like, why did I need to know about that?
Yeah.
Why did I need to know what was on that that dirty bookshelf?
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
What about that? Are we at the collage scene yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
We're
okay.
about to be. We're about to be. But that whole scene, I think, was basically just so we could see that Colby gets a note too, because it's written on the pool in
On the
like
pool
evaporating
and
water. I know what you did, girl.
That means that someone must have been there to write that on the floor.
Unless the villain is supernatural. Ooh. Yeah, this whole time they're trying to convince that this is a real person.
Yeah.
So the same day, like Amber takes her little bike trip up the mountain, right?
Yes.
Her tire gets slashed. She's at the ski lift, and she ends up getting sent down by the ski worker with her little camera.
Oh,
Because
yes.
she's a
She's a
photographer.
photographer.
And she gets attacked on the ski lift by the fisherman.
Good.
It's not scary at all. He like crashes his hook through the window, and at the same time her camera goes off, and that scares him away. The next scene, it's so fucking funny. We go to her with like her little group of friends, and the photo is like, you can't even tell it's a hook. You just see a little bit of white in the top of the frame, and she's like, see, it's the hook. It's so dumb.
I think this is the moment I went to the bathroom
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to stay there.
Probably.
And then my roommate was like, should I pause this? I went, no.
Nope, don't.
Keep it going.
Keep it going. Yeah, well, and this is when Roger dies, and there's nothing satisfying about this movie. And these death scenes are a huge part of that. Roger's like all sad boy, and he's drinking, and he's taking his medicine.
Oh, yeah, his pills.
And he decides that he wants to hit the escape button, much like we did on the movie.
Please.
And he decides that he's going to do it by using the actual fisherman's hook to drive up street on his arm. First off, if you're going to do it, there's so many more efficient ways to do that
Yeah.
than to use this
Really,
hook.
like, poor. It's the first two movies, you could tell that the hook was sharp. It was made of some kind of hard metal. This looked like something you would buy at Walgreens
Yes, it's like,
on discount after Halloween.
yes.
Because all the good hooks were taken.
It's really shitty. Anyway, he hears a noise and he goes to investigate, and he ends up getting killed by the fisherman in a choppy as fuck chase scene, air quotes around that. And he dies. And then his friends find him. They find his body, they find his note, and the cops find them with him. And by the cops, I mean that creepy fucker, Hafner. And he's just like, what are you doing here? And that's the end of the scene.
I feel like this is the first time where I'm really rooting for the killer to kill everyone.
Please do.
I usually side with, one of our hot teens.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I'm like, no, kill them all.
They're
Kill
all
them
idiots.
quickly.
They're all idiots. They're
It's
so
so
boring.
boring.
They're so boring.
It's like if Will from the last movie was personified into a town.
That is still giving this film too much credit. And y'all know how much I hate Will. That's too generous.
That's too nice.
That's too
I'm too
generous.
nice.
Yeah. At least Will had some sort of direction.
Yeah, oh, he had objective,
Yeah.
which is something that I don't really see anyone have here.
no, but
This
this
period.
is when we get the collage scene, the fucking
Oh, the
pictures.
collage
Did you
scene.
have something to say about that?
No. Oh, the collage.
Yeah.
It was a lot of zoom-ins that
Uh-huh.
I just didn't need to do.
Uh-huh.
Because the things you could have just established she has that in the background and just be done with it. Go on.
Well, and also there's so many, because what happens is they go back to Amber's place and she has so many photos, of course, because she's a photographer. All of her photos that were on her cork board were chopped into the word soon, SOON. But there was so much scrap paper because it's strewn all throughout her house. It's like if you take rose petals and sprinkle a little trail to the bedroom for some sexy time with your intimate partner. It's like that, but with photo shreds. And it's so many photo shreds. I'm like, how many pictures did she actually have up on that wall?
But it's also really, really poor quality because some of the zoom-ins, I'm like, wait a minute, that's a printout that they cut into an O. Because like when you make collages,
There's texture.
There's textures. There's layers. There was one shot when they went over one of the letters where it was flat. Everything was flat. So I'm just like, wait, someone printed this out and cut it out for this moment on screen.
$8 million, baby.
Could you afford separate sheets of paper? What's
And
the
I don't know. I didn't even look. I did not look at the credits at all.
I looked at the credits,
Uh-huh.
and the one thing that stood out to me was the person who played the fisherman.
Uh-huh.
His name is Robert Schenk.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was funny.
he's a stunt performer.
Oh,
He
really?
played Michael Myers in one of the earlier Halloween movies. I don't remember which one.
Oh. I saw this kind of funny. Shank.
But he's cool.
Yeah.
He was just like, I want to give the fans what they want. And I'm like, thank God somebody tried to do that.
It was a
Gosh.
cool costume.
What?
I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to make some kind of joy from this.
This is the cheapest looking fisherman outfit I have ever seen. The makeup.
The
makeup is cool when they finally reveal
yeah.
zombie, but the fisherman outfit, it looks like it's made out of tarp. It doesn't look like an actual slicker and a hat.
No, definitely not.
It looks
was
like they
a
took
costume.
they took like a tent and cut it up into some ambiguous shapes and were just like, here you go.
I mean, I kind of liked it.
Okay.
No, I'm saying I like it because it's very like costumey. It's not real whatsoever. Okay, my nerdy mind. Oh, okay. The reason why I like it is because it reminds me of a love child of Juggernaut from the X-Men animated series, and one of those floating monks from Mortal Kombat 1. That's it.
Okay. Listen, if that's what they were going for,
No, that's definitely not what-
congratulations.
It's definitely not what they were going for. It's what I just pieced together in my head to justify this horrible thing that I'm watching, which is kind of just like my thing.
Mhm.
Like if I go through something traumatic, in order for me to make sense of the world and to survive, I have to imagine something. I have to justify why I'm here. This movie has put me through trauma.
Fair.
So I had to resort to childhood Richard to paint an image
Okay.
of why I'm watching this.
Well, then I support you.
Thank you. I'm really trying to survive here.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the next day, and we have Lance with a chainsaw, and he almost gives what's his fucking nose job, so he says.
Oh yeah, they love talking about the nose job.
I know. They
The
fucking.
LA thing.
Yeah, they're basically, this whole movie is these kids going person by person, being like, you're the one that did it. And them just being like, no, I'm not. And they're right.
But also, can we talk about how the notes that they find are literally notes scribbled on a lined piece of paper?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah. Or like, it's just like etched onto his motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like my parchment paper that I had last episode was scarier than some of these notes.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing: if you're going to try to continue this film as if it is a part of the franchise, those handwritten notes were such a huge part of this movie, and to not have a one that is authentically
Looks like
I know what you did last summer, because it's text messages, it's etched into stuff,
written in water, pool water.
written in pool water. There's not a single note, and so I'm just like, where is the continuity?
And it's not even that hard of a note. All you need is white paper and a Sharpie. That costs what? $5 max. And that's like for fancy stuff.
Part of me wonders if they were trying to update it for the tech age of just like, ooh, let's do a text message. That's so scary. Let's do 50 of them. But I don't know. It didn't work. It landed flat for me. You know what's so funny is the character's name is Lance. I found myself writing Lucas over. He looks like a Lucas.
He does look like a Lucas.
He does not look
yeah.
like a Lance. He looks like a Lucas. Lucas says that because the night before there was the note that was left by Richard because he was going to off himself.
I'm gonna off
Did I
myself.
say Richard again? Roger.
We're desperately trying. I'm part of this movie. I actually like it as it's Richard. Let's just keep going. with
Yeah, let's just keep it as Richard.
that. I'm in here.
Well,
I'm part of this town.
he wrote a note that was like, I can't take it anymore. I can't live with this secret. I'm sorry. And so
Literally, that was on my notes. I can't
It
take
was.
this anymore.
Can't take this
I
anymore.
cannot take this.
the sheriff gets his hand on that note, and I guess he went to Lance, who is the sheriff's nephew, by the way. He was PJ's
Yes,
cousin.
they're related.
He was like, the sheriff came talking about some secret, and I'm like, this writing is so fucking bad. This film feels like somebody in high school watched the first two movies
If even.
and then wrote their own, like they were in high school,
Okay.
and they wrote their own little fan fiction with like them and their friends in it. That's what this movie fucking feels like. The writing is so juvenile. This genuinely feels like something that somebody wrote just to have a little fantasy.
Are we at July 3rd yet?
We are on July 3rd. Yes, thank you for reminding me.
Someone needs to. We
Yeah.
were constantly reminded what day it was.
Yeah. Oh, they're at a diner. This is another thing that my roommate Chell commented on. The lighting in this diner is so fucking blown out. It's like how you would imagine in an 80s movie they would depict like heaven. Just like those really blindingly bright white lights.
Yeah.
That's how this diner is lit, everybody. And they're just sitting there casually having a conversation of like, well, obviously the sheriff must be the killer.
So during this whole viewing, I was eating dinner.
Uh-huh.
My food tasted bad.
Oh, God.
Somehow, watching this movie destroyed my senses that my delicious meal that I made tasted horrible.
And you'll never be able to eat it again.
No.
Ruined.
Ruined.
Taste aversion is real, everybody.
Like after watching it, I needed to cleanse my own palate and I needed something comforting. So I found some vegan Cheetos.
I found some vodka.
Oh my god.
And I hate vodka.
I hate Actually, I love Cheetos. I just needed
Cheetos are great.
Cheetos are delicious. And they were
Yeah.
the Cheetos puffs.
Yes, I love Cheetos. And vegan Cheetos? Vacheetos?
They're good. The Cheetos.
Vacheetos.
The Cheetos.
Uh-huh.
They were delicious.
What brand?
Hippies.
Oh, I know about
They're
them.
really good.
Are they the ones that have the super simple packaging that are just
Yes.
like, these are still not healthy?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
were really good.
Yeah, they're
really
cute.
good. Yeah.
God, where even are we?
July
Oh yeah, they think the
3rd.
sheriff is a bad guy. And then later that night, we get a gratuitous bra shot. Because
Oh, yes.
Amber's getting changed and she's getting ready to pack her bags and go stay with Zoe.
This is when my straight roommate was like, yeah, we're gonna see some tits. And then she covers it right away and he goes, what the fuck?
Very PG-13. That bra looked very uncomfortable too.
Yeah, it was really stiff.
It looked so
It was
uncomfortable.
really stiff.
I'm not a regular bra wearer. I only wear them in drag, so I'm just always uncomfortable in a bra. But bra wearers out there, let me know if you see this. Does that bra look uncomfortable, or is it just me?
I think just the whole thing was uncomfortable.
Yeah. Anyway, Colby decides to write a little threatening note to the sheriff, and the sheriff finds it on his dashboard. And red herring, red herring, red herring.
Is this when they have the suggested sex?
Not yet.
No, okay.
No. Zoe has her little dream sequence. See, this is what I'm talking about, like where it makes it feel like this is Zoe's movie. Because she has a double fake out dream sequence, and then she wakes up surrounded by slashes on her couch and her guitar is broken.
Mhm.
It felt very Nightmare on Elm Street, like Final Girl T, but I don't know why, because she's not the final girl in this movie.
She's not. That dream it made me feel very uncomfortable. It was just so static, not staticky, but just it cut so many times. I don't even know how to.
It was disorienting. It was hard to latch on to anything, which I'm normally all for in dream sequences, but this was too close to how they edit the rest of the movie where it's jarring.
It's very jarring.
Yeah.
I've had more pleasant visions when I was wasted.
Yeah. And it's pointless. Again, what's
yeah,
the
there's
point
no,
of this?
There's no point.
What's the point of this?
So she has a bad dream.
She has a bad dream.
Speaking of dreams, after
Mhm.
I watched this movie, I had a really interesting dream
Mm-hmm.
that I was part of this like Madonna concert,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to. We were all like paying homage to Madonna, and I was the
Lovely.
a virgin Madonna,
Oh, how fun.
but I couldn't find my outfit. I couldn't find the wedding
Oh,
dress.
really? That
so I
sucks.
did like I had to like go through the parking lot to find the wedding dress outfit, but I couldn't find it, so I had to make my own outfit. But then they switched on me, and they're like, "Actually, we need you for Express Yourself."
And you had that after watching this movie? This movie inspired that? That's also a very generous thing, Richard.
I'm really trying
It's
here. I don't know.
okay. Listen.
My subconscious didn't know what to do
Listen.
with this vomit that just happened.
Yeah,
It was
listen.
like we need you to be comforted. You're Madonna girl.
You're Madonna girl.
You're Madonna girl during your favorite eras.
Mhm. Listen, you don't even have to try if you don't want to. Anyway, what's his fuck is swimming? Colby, the Abercrombie guy, the
Yes,
poloed out
yes.
frat boy. And he gets a fucking hook through his Achilles
Uh-huh.
as he's swimming, and he gets away, and then he's just on crutches, just casually hanging out with.
That's why he's on crutches. I was trying to figure it out.
Did you go to the bathroom again, or were you cleaning your kitchen?
I think
Both?
both.
I was taking a shit while cleaning my kitchen.
Someone had to work here.
Honestly. Yeah, no, that's why he was in crutches. And then they all decide we have to leave town. Tomorrow's the 4th. Tomorrow's the anniversary.
Oh yeah, wasn't it Zoe's idea to leave town?
I don't remember. I just know that they wanted to. But then the next day they don't, because the show that nobody ever talked about was never brought up. Just randomly dropped on us. And then the morning of, you're like, oh yeah, there's an agent going to be there. I just found out. And they book clubs all across the state of Colorado and maybe LA.
Maybe LA.
Maybe LA.
They love dangling this idea of LA.
Yeah, LA is kind of like that
Referenced
little
so many
carrot on the
times.
stick. Yeah.
Mhm.
Which makes sense. I mean, a lot of the West and Southwest, like, that's the place.
That's the place.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because you're, like, it's pretty close anyway.
yeah.
And it's rather incestuous, especially growing up in Vegas. A lot of SoCal folks came to us for their vacations, and we went down there for vacations. So there's a lot of saliva swapping. There's a lot of just familiarity with especially environment. Although of course, it's much colder in Colorado, but it's still generally the same ecosystem. And it's just like the closest city. If you have big dreams, it's much closer than New York. Anyway,
What else do I do in this movie?
let's see. Yeah, well, Richard's dead. Richard is dead. Oh, I forgot. The night before, they visit the cops.
They just and that weird party.
Yeah.
Like all the dudes are there.
Again, what's the point of this scene? Yeah, all the cops are there, just
But, like-
throwing back brewskis with the boys.
And it's like different ages of people.
Mhm.
Like there were some people like there were teens, there were old men, there were
Mhm.
like I'm like, what is this weird
Yeah.
secret society going on here?
And it was a KKK meeting that they went to.
Honest.
The true fisherman was the KKK we met along the way. Anyway, so yeah, they go to there's no point to that
There's
scene.
no point. I think the point of the scene was that there was a shot of with Allison.
Oh, with the
Amber?
fucking the mirror.
The mirror. So I'm just watching this and I'm like, okay, this is something I recall during college when I had to take film electives or whatever. This could be of value. This is something. This could be rich. And so this is when my actor film roommate comes in, Zach, and he's just like, oh, I think this represents duality. And I
Not
go
that deep,
I go,
bro.
Zach, don't try to justify this bullshit. This is crap.
Yeah.
This is literally, I feel that's someone like, oh man, we got his face in the shot. Should we all just leave it? Just leave
No,
it.
well, here's the shot that Richard's talking about, everybody. They're having a conversation by Fuckass's motorcycle, Lance's motorcycle,
Mhm.
and the camera is on Amber, and the mirror of the motorcycle is in frame, and you can see his face in the mirror. I know that for a fact that was intentional, and I know that director must have been so proud of himself for that shot.
He's like, oh yeah, this is the shot.
This is the shot.
but but why?
I mean,
No.
maybe because they were running tight on schedule and they couldn't afford to do dual coverage. So they were just like, you know what, let's just get his face in the mirror and we'll just do it in a oneer. Because the thing is, when you shoot scenes like this, depending on your schedule, like if you have a good command of your time, you're going to get your wide, you're going to get your over the shoulder, you're going to get your close up
yeah.
of each person so that way you have a lot to play with when you edit it together. I'm just thinking, you know what? They probably fell behind on shooting schedule and they didn't have time for that coverage. So they're just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's get the mirror in there so we can get both of their faces in the
Yeah.
shot and call it a day.
That's
That's my thought.
I am so clever.
But I mean, that whole scene, they're just more roundabout nonsense talking. And then Amber's just like, by the way, Colby's not my boyfriend anymore, which is what leads to the implication of sex the next day.
Slut.
So yeah, the next day we meet up at Zoe's house and she's just like, I can't because my agent will leave town after.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only part of this movie that even acknowledges the fact that the other two movies exist.
When they find the little clip outs.
Yeah, the little clip outs of just like, oh, just some guy went psycho and killed people in some fishing town.
Like
and
10
then
years ago.
And then, like, he came back and tried to kill them in some Caribbean island, even though the headline says Bahamas. They're just like, and then he died.
But why did we get this an hour into the movie? That should have been the first thing we see.
Well, I think
So, like, there's there's like literally no tie to the original movie
no.
until that moment.
The beginning of the film, all we get is just like the urban legend version of it, which, I mean, I'm just going to say this now. I do think that there is a world in which this general theme can work. I actually kind of like this idea of Ben Willis in the first two movies, like being a human,
Yeah.
killing these people, and then just being so evil and perverse that after he dies, he becomes this spiritual embodiment of punishment for people who commit atrocities and lie about it. But I
mean, that would have been great if that was the premise of the movie.
I think that's
Is it?
maybe that's what they're trying to do. I don't know. But I do think that there is a way to make that work. This is not it.
No.
But I do think, okay, if you're trying to turn this movie into a franchise, why? I mean, they did it with fucking Jason Voorhees. They brought him back, and that went well.
Entity. Yeah.
Granted, that was the 80s, but I think there's a way that this could have worked, where the fisherman ascended beyond the mortal coil and became this supernatural urban legend, a la Candyman and Bloody Mary and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of cool.
That would have been cool. I'm just thinking of like the scene. If this were to be the idea, you would have I feel like the opening sequence should be him in hell, and like we delve more into his story.
Or if even just like expand on the urban legend a little bit more and not try to do so many red herrings, where it's like, oh, is it the sheriff? Oh no, he just got killed. I guess it's not him. Oh, is it this officer? Oh, he just got killed. I guess
it should
it's not
just
him.
be like, oh, it's definitely the fisherman.
I think
it's Ben.
it should have been established very early on. Like, this is a supernatural film. Like this is the lore. Oh,
this is the universe.
This is where we should have gotten that full backstory of like 10 years ago in Southport. This and this and this happened, and he died. But people still say that the spirit of Benjamin Willis lives on to punish people who do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. I think that would have been enough. But instead, I don't know.
But you're like you're setting the environment, which this movie does not do.
No, not at all. So that's my thought. I think that this could have very quite possibly worked had they put any thought into it. But here we are. They have sex, implications. I will say, I don't hate Zoe's music. It's not great.
I just love all the times that she touches her hair.
Oh. It's just to hide the fact that she's not actually singing and she's lip syncing. That's what it is. It's also like early aughts, like emo, Avril Lavigne, Paramore, like
like
angsty. Oh,
with the American flags behind her.
Fuck that.
That's sad.
Anyway. So they're at the show. Colby is drunk and gross.
Oh yeah, he made himself to the bar there on his crutches.
Zoe does her show. They're called Zoe and the Hooks. Did you catch that?
No, I did not.
Her band is called Zoe and the Hooks.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah. And then after the show, they get attacked by the fisherman. Just randomly, he just like pops out from a shelf and like starts chasing them through some lockers. And then somehow Zoe gets separated from all of them. They don't show us how.
No.
They just run to some doors, and the next thing we see is Zoe running upstairs.
Yeah.
And the fisherman kills her.
Throws her off a banister or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And how she falls
into like the abyss.
With the leg.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think I wrote down. Hold on. She gets killed and tossed over the ledge. Seems she has one dream. Lying on the ground with one Disney knee up. Y'all remember Disney knees? Yeah. It's
so strategically placed.
That again is a very high school thing. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna fall and I'm gonna.
But how do we suggest like you're dead?
Exactly.
Oh, I know.
The sheriff finds her. He gets killed by the fisherman.
Mm-hmm.
Amber and Lance, not Lot, end up running. They run into Hafner. Zoe's body is in the back of his car for some reason. And they think it's him. And then the fisherman shows up and kills him and impales him on the forklift.
Yeah.
Which everyone was like, oh my God, that death was so cool. I guess by comparison. Oh, Colby also died in here.
Colby, yes.
He gets killed in the kitchen.
He
And they
does.
find his body in a dumpster, which was kind of nice. I liked
But
that.
also, how is it that Colby suddenly can walk? He's running through that kitchen. He's on crutches, and then all of a sudden, homeboy can run.
Yeah, and we're not. It's not like he just like delicately sprained his ankle. He got a fucking hook through his Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
He can't use that shit.
But now he's like jumping over tables and stuff.
Yeah, it's insane. But he dies. Doesn't matter. And also in a very underwhelming way. And then they find out that the original, because I guess the hook that they used for the prank was the original hook from the murders in Southport.
What?
That's what they said. It was a one throwaway line. And that original hook from the murders is the only thing that can hurt this fisherman, apparently, because a shotgun couldn't do it.
That's when we realized, wait a minute, there is a supernatural thing going on. Because they were like shooting him,
Yeah.
and it was not phasing.
Yeah, 2 shots with a shotgun, and then boop, you're on a forklift. Whoops. Yeah, she hits him with the fish hook, and some black goo comes out, and she's like, "This can hurt him. I'm ending this now." Rah 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 rah. And then he just comes out of nowhere again and starts chasing them. They try to set up a trap that fails miserably. This is when they like try to put the hook on some rope to swing it into him, and he just dodges.
Oh.
But they do. She turns on like it's a snow chipper,
Some kind of like machine mechanism.
It's like a wood chipper for snow. And then she hooks him in the top of his head and shoves him inside of it, and then it's just like fucking chocolate pudding sprayed all over the fucking place.
But her line when she pushes him in, it dies with you.
The secret dies with you.
The secret dies with you. So
Yeah, because they
stupid.
kept saying, "The secret dies with us. The secret dies with us." And now she's like, "The secret dies with you." And then we have our ambulance little flirtathon, and she's just like, "Oh, I didn't get to see his face, but he's just some guy from not around here, wanting more of what he did last summer, but he won't be bothering anybody anymore."
Cut
Yeah.
to 1 year later.
1 year later, driving through Nevada, and she pops a tire, and then the fisherman's behind her. It's so stupid. This movie, man, I did not want to go in depth or too like in detail on any of that, but
There weren't many details to go into depth.
no, not really. Do you have any like thoughts or like any other things that you noticed about it?
I want my money back. I
Honest-
feel in pain. I
Mhm.
feel I'm having horrible flashbacks of the fact that I'm clutching myself like this.
Yeah, he's doing the superstar fingers under the armpits,
my
everybody.
gosh. Oh.
Yeah, it's not good. It is not good at all. I will say, I do think as a time capsule of the early 2000s, it works. Like I did find myself feeling a little small twinge of nostalgia because I was in my teens at this time. I was like maybe a couple of years younger than these characters were supposed to be. So there is like that little sweet spot of early aughts nostalgia.
Yeah, like, oh, this was the fashion.
Yeah.
These were the trends.
And it's one of those things where it's like, it's not for better or for worse. It's only for worse. It's just, it's all of the bad parts. I know I've said that before, but I'm going to say it again over and over and over and over and over again. And I do think that it's the worst version of some other films that I think can be enjoyable. Like Stay Alive, which is like the video game one, where if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Or like Cry Wolf or something like that. I view this very much in the same vein. Well, it's less than those, but I think it's the worst of that kind of horror, which had its own special place in this time period. Just like this grainy, low quality, MySpace styled kind
MySpace.
of cynical horror. Because this is pretty close to post 9/11. So there's a lot of cynicism in the media right now, where we were transitioning away from the neo-slasher into more torture porn kind of stuff that people called it. You don't have to watch the whole thing to appreciate this. You can just watch a couple of clips to be like, oh yeah, that is that time period. Like this is a time capsule of horror movies from this era. But I'm going to... Well, let's talk real quick. Okay, so we talk so much about the characters. These characters suck. They're so forgettable. What is it, do you think, about a slasher that makes characters work? Like, what makes... Because we have seen one-dimensional slasher characters that have worked and that are way more fun to watch. So why do you think that is?
I think because those characters push an element of some kind of camp,
Mm-hmm.
or they're really that extreme character. Meaning, like, if you're the blonde, you are the dumb blonde. If you're the bad girl, you're a bad girl. If you're a frat guy, you are fratty as fuck. But we don't have any strong commitments here.
No, we
It's just
don't.
like, okay, I kind of suggest this, but I'm not going to go all the way. It's lukewarm.
It's like a slasher flavored LaCroix, you know, the faint thought of a slasher movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
I needed like a strong flavor. You know what I mean? Or like there's an element of humor to it.
Mm-hmm.
But for not we're laughing with the movie, not at the movie.
Yeah.
Like they're okay with making fun of themselves.
Yeah.
There's no humor in this movie.
There's none.
None. Like they were too serious about it.
Yeah.
That's the
they
thing.
were.
Like in the first two, I know you did last summers, and I think in horror movies in general, there's always some element of humor.
Oh yeah, horror. I've said this
Horror and
before, and I'll
humor.
say it again. Horror and comedy are two sides of the same coin.
Mhm.
They're more closely related than a lot of people think.
Then you think, yeah.
Yeah.
But this had no elements of humor whatsoever.
No. And I feel like even with the second movie in this franchise, I still know. I think there was still a level of self-awareness, not a lot, but I think there was still just like a little twinge of just like, okay, we're not going to take this too seriously.
Yeah.
Like with Jack Black, right? There were those elements that were just like, okay, it's stupid, but they know it's stupid.
They know it's stupid, yeah.
But this one, they were just like, we are honestly trying to make a movie.
we're doing our best.
Yeah.
We're making something.
I agree with you, and I think that's why these characters don't work, because I don't care about a damn one of them.
I don't even know their names. Apparently I'm one of them.
The dumbest one. Yep. I do, though, this morning, everybody. So I'm a little bit of the lore. We're going to pull back the curtain a minute. I haven't pulled back the curtain in a minute.
Pull it back, baby.
So Richard and I were originally going to record this episode a little bit later on today.
Mhm.
We were going to record it in about 3 hours. And I was having coffee. I was going over my notes. I was just writing everything out and stuff. And Richard was just like, hey, I'm going to be like in your area at 10. Do you just want to do it sooner? If it's too much notice, like by all means. And I was like, no, please. And then I told Richard, I was like, I don't know if I have much to say about this movie because it's so bad. And then after we made plans to meet earlier,
Mhm.
I all of a sudden had a realization. And the thing is, this movie, by no means does it deserve what I'm about to offer up as a queer analysis. They were not trying to do this at all. They are not this deep. I am the one who came up with this because I, as a person, I can justify a lot of things. It's a talent of mine,
Uh-huh.
for better or for worse. B, if I'm going to do this episode, I want to have at least something to say.
Okay.
And I want to at least like try to make a connection, right?
All right.
So I present to you the parallels that I have found between the themes of this movie and the AIDS crisis in the 80s.
I'm ready.
This is
What?
this is unintentional commentary on inherited trauma that you personally have not experienced,
What?
but it affects you, right? Uh-huh.
All right, all right.
It's because we have Ben Willis, right, haunting a new generation that he has no connection to. People
Okay.
that he did not have to form a connection to, right?
All right. Okay.
So I think a lot about growing up. I grew up in the early 90s, or I grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, were like my childhood and teenage years. I grew up raised with a very heavy and intense stigma around HIV and AIDS.
Yes.
At a time where it was so demonized and it was just beaten to my head that it's like this terrible thing.
And you
right?
get just by
You
touching
get-
someone.
Exactly. And so as a young queer person, I grew up afraid. I never personally lived through the AIDS crisis of the 80s, but I have inherited the trauma of that
Mhm.
and the stigma that was pressed onto these people that were affected by it.
Yeah. It's kind of pretty crazy because I grew up in the same time you did.
Mhm.
And I was in the Bay Area, San Francisco, and
Mhm.
I remember my parents saying, "Hey, don't use any payphones." And I was
Mhm.
like, "Why not?" And they're like, "Because people hide needles in there, and that's how you're gonna get AIDS."
Mhm.
Like these were news articles that were coming out in the Bay Area during the 90s.
Mhm.
And coming from a queer family, it's very like that fear also was ingrained in me too.
Very much so. You had like all of this judgment and persecution. And like similarly, my mom, who admittedly is not a very well informed person, she's never going to hear this. It's fine. If she didn't want me to do anything, her reasoning would be like, don't do that. You'll catch AIDS and die.
Yep. It was
You know, it was
a
used as
fair-
like the boogeyman,
Mhm.
you know?
Which, like, looking back now, I'm like, that is the dumbest thing to say.
Well, it's so damaging. It's so damaging to the community. That's why there's such a even today when we have so many treatment options, so many more ways to protect ourselves,
Yeah.
whether like through PrEP or post exposure, no matter what the case, there's so much now, so much more knowledge
Mhm.
and understanding with being undetectable and being untransmittable.
Yeah.
With all of that on the table, there is still an extreme amount of stigma and bias against people who are
Oh,
HIV
absolutely.
positive.
Yes.
And a huge reason is because of that.
The
that-
fear, the like the boogeyman type.
Yeah, that entire narrative, that
Mhm.
rhetoric that was being spun, especially for those of us who were at a young, impressionable age, it's like you really have to be introspective enough and have enough critical and dialectical thinking abilities to unpack all of that
Yep.
and realize, oh, my way of seeing this thing is heavily influenced by an administration that blamed the queer community for this disease and that did not want to help them, wanted to view it as a punishment for their
Yep.
quote unquote lifestyle.
The gay disease.
Yeah. And it's like part of that inherited trauma. And how that relates to this movie is like these teenagers have had no contact with the origin of this story.
Okay.
They have only heard it, and it has been sanitized and it has been diluted,
Mhm.
which is another thing that we experience as queer people. Our history, we don't get to hear or experience as it was. We get a very sanitized and diluted version of events, right? We know about the monster AIDS. We don't know about the people that it affected. We don't know about the communities that it tore through. Much like these characters only know about the fishermen, there is not a single reference to any of the original people that the fishermen impacted. So it's that diluted sanitization of this history that they are experiencing. And so with all of that to be said, when they finally commit this act that will lead them to being essentially persecuted by their community, much like people were persecuted for being gay, being thrown out of hospitals, the whole community turned their back on them. That's what these characters were afraid of if their secret got out. Let's see what else.
Well, that is very rich.
Thank you. Let's see. A group of teens. Yeah, the group of teen makes the same mistake as those before them, and then they have to deal with those consequences. Oh, and then silence equals death, which was a huge phrase from ACT UP, which is like one of the most profound, radical, impactful queer movements ever, really. And I couldn't help but think silence equals death, and then their phrase, the secret dies with us. And the parallels between that. Refusing to acknowledge and staying silent when things are so bad is going to result in death. It's going to result in destruction. And it's like, again, that, and even today, I still have friends who, well, it's like the whole, like, don't think about it, don't talk about it, it's not going to kill you. I have friends today who still don't get tested because they're scared. I know.
That's the worst thing.
It's the worst thing. And listen, I'm having conversations with each and every one of them, encouraging them to. I get tested every 3 months.
I get
at least.
Yeah.
But
I get tested whenever I do the deed. I want to know.
Yeah.
That way, if I get something, I'm like, you're the fucker who gave it to me.
Yeah, and
so
then
you need to stop.
And with that knowledge, like, you can act and you can do preventative stuff.
Exactly.
So again, back to that whole silence equals death thing. It's this whole narrative of you can't talk about it, or it's going to come and get you. And it's like, mama, whether you talk about it or not, it's going to come back and get you. If you were exposed to this thing, whether you like it or not, if you want to acknowledge it, it's going to be there.
The rhythm's going to get you.
Yes. Oh, and then again, it's just that notion of Ben Willis becoming so powerful that he no longer needs that personal connection to his victims. He's expanded beyond his origin to be able to now impact and infect people that had absolutely no roots in where he originated.
Okay.
So he himself can be, you can draw parallels to zombie Ben Willis and the virus. So again, it just like comes down to being haunted by a history that you can't really talk about or escape from, And some people who have the emotional intelligence and the willingness to educate themselves and learn more about the history and do what they want with that knowledge. That knowledge is power in protecting yourself and in protecting your community and in encouraging those around you who may not be to also, look out for themselves in that way. But there's a lot of people out there who are haunted by the events of the crisis in the 80s, and they're not able to escape from that.
No.
And they can't talk about it because it's so stigmatized and they are so afraid of it. And maybe they live in a community where you can't talk about it because there's so much negative bias towards it.
Mhm.
So it's similar to how in the first movie we were talking about this concept of it being like an allegory for guilt and being in the closet
Yes,
and
yes,
grief and stuff
yes.
like that. It's similar to that. It's just like that monster that's always behind you that you can't talk about and that you can't acknowledge because it's so scary and because there is so much of a negative stigma wrapped around it, and because it did get so fucking big, it's
Mm.
really hard to not have that fear in your heart anytime you do a deed that could potentially expose you. So again, this movie did not deserve that deep of a critical analysis.
I was like, wow, Crybaby.
Yeah.
You like, if that French director was here, he'd be like, wow, yes, that is what I
That
meant.
is what I did. Yeah. But again, like I said, if you give me enough coffee and time, I can probably draw parallels between almost anything.
I mean, you really did.
Thank you.
I just
My
think this
thoughts.
movie is a hate crime.
This movie.
This is a direct attack on gay people.
Yes.
Because the thing is that the previous two movies had our hot teen idols, characters and actors that were gay icons. You lured us with a third one, and what happened?
You put somebody on the poster that wasn't even in the movie. That's
Wasn't
what
even
happened.
on there. That's what happened. I'm offended.
Yeah. If you want to watch it, I'm not going to stop you, but just know that you don't have to. There's so many better things out there to watch.
But if you do watch it, please let us know anything.
Yes.
Anything.
Yes,
We're
actually.
desperate.
You can hit me up on the Instagram or email or whatever. I want to commiserate with you.
Did we miss something? I don't know. Maybe.
No, we didn't. We didn't. The whole world is on our side here. And there's some things where I'm like, okay, well, just because the majority thinks it's so does not mean that it's true.
True.
This movie is the exception.
Oh.
It sucks.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty offensive.
It's not in the camp of so bad it's good. Like,
No, not at all.
Evil Bong, I thought was a horrible movie. I enjoyed that way more than I enjoyed this movie because this movie is like it's so flavorless. It's like you go to a deli and you want to get yourself a nice, robust, flavorful sandwich, a chopped cheese,
Yeah. Ooh.
or a Reuben or something,
Yeah.
and they give you an empty sandwich bag.
There's not even bread in it.
Yeah, well, it's the sandwich bag that they stored the onions in before they ran out of onions. That's what this movie is. It's a disappointment. There's
Oh my God.
there's no flavor to it, but you can there's just enough of like a shadow of what it could have been, and that it's just like, damn, dude, why? This is literally, and I don't say this lightly, genuinely the worst movie I've ever seen. And I've been to a lot of small independent film festivals because I'm in a collective and we make movies. So
Yeah.
we'll go to festivals. I've seen a lot of shit, and this is
This
at the bottom of it.
This
yeah,
is shit.
the worst movie I've ever seen.
I think like the horror movie that I made when I was 12 is more entertaining than this.
Probably. Oh, by the way, did tell them about it?
Oh.
We found something. You have to find this.
So apparently, I learned this from my little sister commenting on our videos. But me and my sisters filmed a horror movie back in the 90s. Because of course we were a horror family. And it was called like The Scissor Murderers or The Scissor Serial Killer.
So fun.
And I was the killer.
Of course. Duh.
We have to find this footage.
You really do have to find this footage.
Oh.
And if we will throw it up if it.
We will analyze
And
it and see if it's better than this movie.
We should. Well, that's all I really have to say about this movie. Do you have anything else that you have to say?
I want to go home.
Beautiful. I need to start editing this anyway because I have to submit my computer for repair. So, just to let you all know, there's a possibility the next episode or two might be delayed because I have to get my computer fixed. There's nothing like majorly wrong with it. It's just the keyboard's like
I
fucked
mean,
up.
I have to digest the trauma that I just watched.
Shinatsu, yeah, you need to go
I need to cleanse myself.
eat some fruit and do a face mask.
I'm gonna eat some Cheetos.
Burn some sage, something like that. But you know what? I do.
But thank you for that queer analysis. Like
Of course.
that is a connection.
Thank you.
That is a connection. I wouldn't have been able to think of that.
I do my best. I do my best. And the fact that I threw that together maybe like 2 hours ago. That's why it's not like super, super deep. It's very surface level analysis. But
Hey, we got a connection.
listen, yeah, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's coming up with some good shit last minute. That's how half of my drag numbers are. I pull it together the day before.
Notice also that this was so bad that I did not burp.
I was gonna say you didn't do a single burp this episode. I think right now the burp count is at like 16 or 17.
Okay,
I can't remember.
that's impressive.
I'm so tired of editing, everybody. I cannot wait until I'm making enough money to hire an editor.
Oh yeah.
Because because I watch it and listen to a lot of other podcasts, right?
Mhm.
And I retain a lot of information from their episodes.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear them talking about previous episodes that they've done, and they're just like, oh, I can't remember it was this, this, and this. And I'm there just like, well, duh, it's this. Like, I remember that. Why can't you? Now I understand because I have gone through editing every single episode that I've done.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. There's just so much that I have to do. I can't remember what's what. So it's okay because next episode I'm going to do our final count, our final tally of burps.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes, baby. With that said, I am excited. I think even though this movie sucked, it's going to make us so excited for the new one because we're going to go see it. It comes out this Friday. We're going to go see it.
Yes, we are.
Oh, it comes out the day that this episode comes out.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm
so
excited to see this movie.
Me
with you.
too. And I think no matter what, it's not going to be as disappointing as this one.
No, there's only up from here.
Only up from here.
Only up.
And if it somehow manages to be worse than this movie,
We're gonna have a lot to talk about.
burn it down, Barbara. Burn it all to the ground.
Shut it down.
The industry is a failure. Start from scratch, mama. We can't do it anymore. I doubt that's ever going to happen.
No.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah. Julie James is coming back.
Thank fucking God.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll talk about that on the episode because
Yeah.
I read some tea about the making of that movie. I'm going
Really?
to share that for the bitching of the pot. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's honestly, I think it's some bullshit. We'll talk about it
Mm.
later. So, on that cliffhanger, everybody, Richard, where can our listeners find you?
You guys can find me on the gram at Lord Fierce, TikTok at PlantDaddyMD, or visit my website at plantdaddymd.com.
You better.
Ha!
Yes. And you can find me, Crybaby, on the Instagram at Cryin in Public. That's Cryin without the G _in_public. Of course, you can follow Horror Icon Podcast. That's going to be Horror Icon Pod, WHORROR Icon Pod on the Instagram. We'll see you next time, cuties, talking about the newest I Know What You Did Last Summer. So
Yay.
looking forward to that. Until then, cuties, do not be scared unless you're into that sort of thing. Bye.